Why, good afternoon. Now, this is Uncle Ron. My name is Ron Juckett, and this is kind of a bittersweet show. And I will eventually be joined by the guy that had to wear a hat because his hair didn't look too good.
I like to look good. I like to look good.
It's better, Fernando, to look good than to feel good.
Yes, it is.
Which is talking about my colon again. I don't understand why. All right, so you can see from the title of the show, if you're watching, for a variety of different reasons, some of it having to do with what happened with our Red Sox fan last night and what's going on in the overall YouTube community. I've made the difficult decision to suspend live streams after this one on YouTube. And live streams will resume on a different venue. I'm hoping to actually, do a hard open on December 1st, but we'll keep you posted on that. Let me go through, in my view, some of the reasons why. And Dave Gartner, do that all in one, dude.
I didn't know if that would flag anything if I put it all in one.
Because I'm a mod, and I can now actually mod from.
Oh, you can? Okay.
Yes, you can. So go ahead and redo that again.
All right. So,
for a variety of different reasons, none of it really having to do with the community. But as a lot of you know, and I'll wait for Dave to put that up. Yeah, you can do that. You're a mod. That is Dave Gardner's Twitch channel. And mine, I think, is VT Bub. But one of the reasons why I'm going to wait before I go any further is I'm probably going to want to change that to Retro Sports Network.
Yeah.
And so I don't want to give that out today, but that's Dave's. So a variety of different things, and then we'll get into Dave.
So tell us what happened late last night and why we have to make some changes here.
Okay, I had gone to bed. I didn't sleep very well because I've been battling the droopies for the last few days, so I was pretty restless. Thanks. It's a live sounds of the action from a certain part of my anatomy. Absolutely. All right, let's explain what happened to Al. He was actually doing a game for me late last night when he got a notification his channel had been nuked, absolutely nuked during the live stream.
Terminated, yeah, because I was at the rink watching him on the iPad, and then the games ended, and I was coming home. So okay, well, I'll catch the rest of the game when I come home. And I come home, it's like, boy, that was a fast game. He's not on. And then I clicked on his channel and said, this channel's been terminated. And this was like at 11:45 last night. And I was like, whoa, what is going on?
He immediately appealed and got it back, and then had a well-deserved rant last night about midnight, 12:30, which I missed because I was trying to sleep. Which apparently it was from a video he did a couple years ago. Which someone very cleverly on our community Discord discovered the reason why the video was flagged was someone put a link in a comment. And so that's what it's a spam link. And so that's what got the channel nuked. This leads to a larger issue. We obviously need to, YouTube is making a variety of rule changes, which they're entitled to do. We are guests at their inn, so to speak. Yet 2 years ago, as Al says. We are guests at their inn, and they get to set the rules. Al, check the Discord. I think you're going to find an explanation there for what happened to you. As those of you who are community contributors know, we had to sign off on the Child Online Protection Act. Last week, was it, Dave?
Yeah, it's coming up. The big thing is December 10th is the big apocalypse date.
And so I had to pretty much decide right then and there whether or not my content was kid friendly, as in under 13. And because what I primarily do is old games, kids don't really care about that. I didn't want to go through the hassle, so I labeled it not kid friendly. Well, in a combination of different things, between YouTube now seriously claiming hundreds of videos on music, If you're familiar with Kerbal Space Program and all, there's a guy that does some wonderful cinematic videos on that. And yes, you are, Clinton. You are under 13. All of them were claimed because of 3 notes in someone's introduction. Okay, so it's a piece that what rolls before you get to the main feature. That got claimed. And so he was able to find stuff on old hard drives and will reissue that stuff over the next 8 weeks with the offending music taken away. What happened, what's going on is, and I think this is completely fair to say, is that YouTube and smaller content creators like Dave and myself and Al and anyone that's under, I would say, 10 or 15,000 subscribers, maybe even under 50,000 subscribers, the communication between what we can and what we can't do is not real clear. And so what we could do yesterday, we may not be able to do tomorrow, and vice versa. December 10th is when the new rules for the Child Online Protection Act goes into effect. And it's now in their terms of service that Google can not only terminate your YouTube account, but your entire Google account too.
And that makes no sense to me,
no
because
notice.
because I have, I just switched over everything in the last year to my Gmail account, and Gmail is my primary email address. So why would you take down my YouTube channel if I put up a song? Fine. Why are you gonna wipe out my entire Google? I mean, Google account's tied into a lot of things. There's a lot of things you can't do with it without a Google account. That I don't get. And I've been trying to follow this, and I've seen all kinds of sides of this. I've seen the people that say the sky's falling, and on December 10th, everybody's going away except CNN and Fox
and
News.
PewDiePie will never go away.
Yeah, so it's only going to be the top dogs staying on YouTube, because those are the only ones that make YouTube money. So I've read that, and I've also seen the other side where nothing's going to change at all, and I've seen somewhere in the middle where there's going to be some changes. But again, I saw YouTube's response to their, what their people are claiming, and YouTube's like, no, we're not getting rid of all the small content creators. But if you read what they said, that's what it sounds like. It sounds like if you're not making YouTube or Google money, that they're going to take you off the air. That's how it's written. So the problem is YouTube and Google or whatever is not communicating to you and me and everybody else that it's a content creator of what is acceptable, what isn't, whose channel is going away and whose is not, because they're saying no big deal. But if you read it, the sky's falling and we're going to all be done on December 10th. So it's a communication problem right now.
Oh, without question. And I mean, for a lot of you, it's not your livelihood. It's a hobby. You like to do it. And you'll find other ways to do it. For me, this is my job, is to provide sports and entertainment several days a week. And I cannot go on. You would not work for an employer, Dave. Well, you are your own employer, so maybe you do. Wink, wink. That you were uncertain about your status at any given time.
Well, and that's the thing is, like, let's just say you were a driver for a company, and it's one of these things. Well, you need to get this there right away. Well, what if you get caught speeding? Are you going to lose your job? And if you could speed and say, don't worry about the tickets. One day, don't worry about the speeding tickets. We need to get the stuff here fast. And the next day, it's like, oh, if you get a speeding ticket, you're fired. Well, you need to know that. You need to know that, if you want me to get it there fast, what about the speeding tickets? Because if not, I'll do 55 the entire way. So, but you gotta communicate with that. You can't just terminate me because yesterday I was speeding and it was fine, and I got a ticket and you were okay with it, but now today it's like, well, you got a ticket, so we're firing you. And that's what's going on here, is that they're going to go back into the past and look at videos. And we were talking earlier on about what we're going to do here, and part of me, like yourself, doesn't want to go live anymore because we don't know what we can do live anymore. Okay. But and the same argument, though, you have so much live content, and I do too. We're just going to do more of the same. So are we going to benefit by not going live because we have live content that we're just going to do more of? So if we've broken the law, we've already broken the law.
I'm not worried about breaking the law content-wise. My concern is is they seem to make rule changes without any real communication, and B, without any real dates. I mean, we lost Google Hangouts with 2 days, with a week notice, 2 weeks notice. And so Al asked, how can we make them money when they took monetization away from small YouTubers? Well, I have ads blocked. That probably just got me nuked. But theoretically, if I do a hockey video and someone, the Montreal Canadiens versus the California Golden Seals in this sim game from January 23rd, 1974, that sort of thing. So they look at my description. And so someone probably has bought something for the keywords Montreal Canadiens, or maybe even California Golden Seals, or maybe even 1974. It's all done by auctions and cost per impression. And so YouTube will promote it if it's well keyworded, and so they'll sell it. So maybe if you watch a video that on the Montreal Canadiens that I talk about, you may, if the ad blocking isn't there, get an ad for tickets from the Bell Center, because you might be in the Quebec area. I mean, there's not a lot of Montreal Canadiens fans in Texas. Or you may get an ad for NHL 20 or whatever it is. They're going to find a way to serve an ad, and because don't have the 1,000 subscriber mark, we're not getting a chunk of that. And they're getting their reimbursement for having a low view video on a data server. Okay. And so it's not unfair for them to be able to monetize what we do. Should content creators get a chunk of that? I think so. We're the ones doing the work, but I don't want anyone to ever feel obligated when they watch my stuff. I have a Patreon. I get money through Patreon. I get paid that way. I don't want to say, unless someone wants to give me, money directly, but first we'll start the game after these 5 ads from Google, from whatever Google wants you to watch, because I have no control over the ads. And so Mike kind of leads to it, because this is, I don't live on this money, okay? It's nice to have. It brings new content to the channel. It keeps me productive. I like what I do. And within the next year, there's going to be a new computer at some point, and to keep up with the times. And so for anybody who does business with a company, you always got to be looking 2 or 3 steps down the road. Because I think my guess, Dave, is that they're just going to take away the ability to do live for if you have under a certain subscribers. And look, I do niche sports. You can see my subscriber total, but am I going to be able to double that?
Well, that's the thing. It's like, going live is where you pick up a lot of the subs and the subscriptions, is people watch you and you chat with them and they like you, and they, I just don't get that, why they would do. I mean, we don't know for sure. As far as the child thing, it is confusing, because is this child friendly? Well, if you stream a baseball game on Action PC, or if I play, game winning drive, is it child friendly? Yes, it is. It's a baseball game and a football game that we're playing on a computer on a tabletop, so anybody can watch it. Is it? But the way they word is it geared towards kids under 30? Well, no, 13. No kid under no kid under 13 is going to want to watch me play a Bruins Seals game, and no one's going to want to watch a 60s baseball tournament that's under 13. So it's not for them, it's not geared for them, but absolutely they can watch it. But you don't have that option. It's either, is it geared for kids under 13 or is it not? And the way they worded it, it felt like you were going to get punished if it was not. That's the way I took it.
And again, it's the uncertainty of what they do and what they don't want to do, and how they communicate it with their users, that says to me, I think it's time to look at other options for live streaming. And as Steve P says, this will be geared to users that promote hate speech, conspiracy theories, or harmful messages that stop short of getting them an outright ban commercially. viable.
Maybe. I mean, but here's not to get on a tangent, but the problem with hate speech is who decides what is hate speech. I mean,
Exactly.
you could say something wrong that everyone in the chat room loves, and I say, boy, that's very hateful. That's hate speech. And I could say the same thing, and the chat room could love it, and you could hate it. So who is going to be the arbiter of what we can speak and what we can't? And the problem about the conspiracy theories, I actually spend an entire day going down a rabbit hole watching some bizarre conspiracy theories, and not just about current stuff, but about like the history of the world and Atlantis. And you know something? I was thoroughly entertained for a couple of hours watching these videos. They were out there. Don't get me wrong. They were out there about Atlantis and the people that lived there and their daily life. I'm like, how the heck would you know the daily life of an Atlantean? Okay. But that is a conspiracy theory. And it was so entertaining. And they're going to take that away. I mean, if they take away conspiracy theories, then History Channel is going to have to get rid of ancient aliens, aren't they? That is a conspiracy theory. It's a theory. We don't know. So I just don't like where they're going here.
Yeah.
I mean, if there's a channel that me and you're going to sit here and show you how to make a bomb, yes, get rid of that. Yeah,
that's a different story.
Yeah, get rid of that channel. But I mean, if me and you sit here, we want to go off on alien talks. I love listening to that and ghost stories and all that. Art Bell. I was a fan of Art Bell. And they're going to get rid of all that under the guise of what? Conspiracy theories, hate speech, what? I mean, it's just too vague. It's too vague. And YouTube is covered for this stuff because they're a platform. They're not responsible for what you or I say. They have some kind of protection there. They really do. But they're covering their butts as anybody really should. But the way they're wording these things, it's very concerning.
It's vague, and that's uncertain.
And so what do we do as a community here that does? I mean, if I go live and I play Action PC Golf, am I gonna be terminated? And like Al said, I mean, a comment was put in a 2-year-old video. So who's to say that whoever's putting that comment can't go back to 100 videos and put that comment in?
Exactly.
And that makes no sense. An external person puts a comment on a 2-year-old video and you get banned. That makes, I mean, it's like someone coming up and putting a note on your front door and someone say, oh, we got to kick you out of the house because someone put a note on this front door.
Well, let me put this in an application that would kind of fit the channel. We do football games. We do NFL games. Okay, the NFL could easily sit there and know, oh no, you're using trademarks and can't do it. So I could get banned for that. I could have someone who takes a lot of issue with the name Washington Redskins, because that is something that is a divisive issue. It's not my choice to have it, but I'm going to be historically accurate. They're the Redskins. And so that would be something that I could get potentially nuked for, or Cleveland Indians or Philadelphia Warriors, using the logos. So here is my plan. I want to take some time just to relax. Because it's also Thanksgiving week. It's next week. My guess is either I use my current Twitch channel or make a new channel on Twitch. And then the live broadcast would be on Twitch and recorded and uploaded onto YouTube. So, yeah, because it's a free service, we are playing in their sandbox, and they basically could empty that sandbox if they want. It sucks, but it's the truth. They can do what they want. It's absolutely true.
And that's fine, but just let everyone know what the rules are, because I think, 90% of the people here would obey the rules, if not more. It's because, no one wants to lose their channel. No one wants to get knocked off the platform. And, I don't like what they've done as far as especially some of the political stuff. They've knocked a lot of people off, and ironically, it's all on the same side, which is another discussion, but they are filtering people out. It seems like they are getting involved with certain things. But as far as this community goes, the sports sim community, playing games from the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, or maybe a current season from time to time, I can't see that being anything ban-worthy.
I don't either. But on the other hand, if they're talking about commercial viability, how commercially viable is this stuff? I don't know.
Yeah, it may
You know,
not
I'm not
be,
gonna,
and it costs money. I know that even right now we're costing them money. It's service space, it's bandwidth, it's the whole bit. I would switch over to Twitch in a heartbeat, and that's my username there, Ratcast on Twitch. So if anybody watching, if you want to, we're talking about the Twitch thing. If you want to subscribe to me on Twitch, if you like my channel, that's where you can find me too. But you can go live on Twitch and probably have a lot easier time with it. The problem is that they don't save videos very long. So if I did a instructional video on a game, or I played or whatever I do, it's not going to be there very long. Whereas YouTube catalogs it for basically forever, which
right.
is nice. So your plan, I kind of like the idea, at least in the interim, until we really feel what's going on, is to maybe, like I say, do the live broadcast on the Twitch, so you can still comment and the whole bit, but knowing that it's going away at some point, that video, you would have to upload another copy to YouTube to have it saved. That
Right.
may be around. It seems like they're cracking down on the live stuff first. And then if you have something, if you upload a video, they tend to take it a little bit more easier on you than if you go live.
Right. I think that was one of the reasons why you had to have so many subs to go live. And there are a number of people who I follow who do their gaming on Twitch. It's a long session. They'll do it for 5 or 6 hours at a time, and then take chunky highlights and then upload those to YouTube, because there's a thriving gaming community, and there's a new entry in the room, that because Microsoft now is creating a Twitch YouTube clone called it's Mixer, right? Mixer.
Mixer, I think it's just called
Oh, is
Mixer.
it actually the word Mixer? And it will
Yeah.
be integrated in with Xbox, so you'd be able.
It already is, actually. If you have an Xbox One and you try to stream, it is a real pain to stream to Twitch, because it's geared for that Mixer server. I don't particularly like. I tried to stream something on Mixer, and when I went to my channel, it wasn't there.
Yeah.
I streamed a game so I could use the video for the Game Hounds video. Streamed it. It was up. I even got a comment. And then when I went there, it wasn't there. So I don't like the Mixer. I'd have to learn how to use it, and I really don't care for it. So I prefer the YouTube first. If not, we'll have to look at Twitch. There's also BitChute, which is out there, but I don't think you can go live on BitChute. I think that is an upload thing.
So I'm going to disagree with Clinton here, because he says, well, when YouTube really realizes that they're losing people and their viewership drops, he'll learn. The thing is that my viewership won't drop. For every 5 people who watch my stuff, 4 are watching on demand. I'm not going to show you the numbers. I showed Dave the numbers this morning. At least 85% of my viewership in minutes, hours, streamed comes from on demand.
Yeah, I think it was 14% live.
14%. What I do and what we're doing right now is catering to a handful of my total audience and a handful of Al's total audience. It's not going to matter. It's a case of, okay, so I mean, here's my thought as I've thought about it this morning. I gotta take all the music off of my current setups, because I don't know if it's Twitch friendly or not. And I don't want to be in the case where 6 months from now, someone drops a song from the YouTube library, because all the music I've used, with the exception of the one song that I shouldn't have used, is from the YouTube library. And I don't want, there is someone else that had used a song that was in the YouTube library, that 3 notes were sampled from a song owned by Sony, and they were all claimed. Okay. So Twitch for live, for the 15-20% of my viewers who watch live, it won't matter. The other thing is, for me, is I have to figure out a way to integrate the Twitch live features. All right, Apple Chatter. The Twitch live features, so when I do upload to YouTube the next day or later that day, that you guys that were watching later can actually understand what's going on in the chat. Because now, if you don't watch in full screen, you can see the bad puns that Demos made, or Al talking about going back to work, or Clinton hating on the DH. And that would be lost. So now I have to go through and redo all my setups. So there'll be some tests over the next week or so before I feel comfortable in saying, okay, we're back live.
The other thing to consider is if our channels are in jeopardy, so to speak, you got to realize there's a whole section of YouTube dedicated to gaming. If you go to YouTube, one of the categories is gaming. So are they going to take out all gaming? Because that's what this is. This is gaming. We're playing games on a computer. So the other thing is I can't see them saying, well, you can't stream your baseball. I can't stream my golf, and Al can't play cards and dice, and Sports Time Machine can't do what he's doing, and Higher Ground Gaming can't play his games anymore. They're game because there's a whole directory category for gaming.
A lot of money in that. For
they would be dumping so many people off the platform if we're doing something wrong. What about the people that are playing Madden and NHL and NBA?
My guess is that they will drop the live streaming for those of us that are under a certain criteria. Okay. So maybe it's 1,000 subs. And again, we play action PC games. That's not going to get 1,000 subs.
And how are you supposed to get up to 1,000 subs if they limit what you can do? I mean, it's you start up a channel here and you get 10 of your friends to subscribe to you. How do they expect you ever to get to that point where you're justifiable for them if they don't give you the tools? How are you going to get the next PewDiePie?
That's not their problem, though.
But how are you going to get the next big thing if they say, well, you have 20 subs or 30 subs, so we're going to limit to what you can do? Well, how are you supposed to build up from that?
What they'll do is just kind of like what I'm about to do, is that you stream live on one platform and you go over to you watch it on the highlights on YouTube. It doesn't mean I'm going to be not going to be on live. We'll be on Twitch probably at noon a couple days a week. It means I have to keep to a much more tighter schedule because I'm going to be harder to find. And the stuff on YouTube, I'm not going to stop uploading to YouTube. I don't think at any point they're going to say you can't upload anymore. Amish Elvis joined you on Twitch, Dave.
I saw that. Thank you so much. Yeah, on Twitch, my username is Ratcast. That was the old hockey show, and I just kept it. I kind of like it. I was going to be Ratcast on YouTube, and it was already a Ratcast, so I just went with my name.
So it's a case of, like I said, for you guys who are hobbyists, it's probably not as much of a big deal.
But you never know because it's so vague, and if you don't have that 1,000 subscriber mark, are you in jeopardy? Even if you don't do enough videos, if you do too many videos, I mean that's what we don't know right now.
And let me talk a little bit about my situation here. Okay, this stuff costs. I'll give it. I didn't want to give it out because I'm going to see if I can either change the name of it or start a new channel, Clinton. Something that actually matches what I do. This stuff costs money. This StreamYard costs $22 a month. The streaming software I use for the games, because I don't stream the games through StreamYard, is $100 a year. Okay, so those are my costs just to get going. So I figured that out this morning. That's about $350 a year just for the privilege of being able to stream. Okay, that's not a complaint. That's not a bitch. That's not anything. That's just the realities of doing business. Okay. Next year is a computer upgrade year because you got to upgrade because these things go through and software breaks and all that. So it costs money for me to do this. And this is not a plea for, if you want to give on Patreon, that's fine. But this is not a plea for new money. And so if I was to lose a platform to do this, suddenly I'd be up a creek without a paddle. I mean, I've got that 60s tournament has 1 or 2 games left. I owe Patreon games to other people because they bought them already. I'm obligated to do this. So return money, which is money out of my pocket. So, and like I said, this is my livelihood. It's not much. I don't expect it to be much. It's about having fun. I try not to shove the financial crap down people's throats, but it is what it is. OBS hooks into Twitch, by the way, and probably as good as you're going to get. And again, this is much more about, in my case, me protecting myself and my content, as opposed to what YouTube does or doesn't want to do. As Steve P said, it's their platform. They can do whatever the hell they want with it. But I've been doing this now for 15 months or whatever, and I've got to be able to at least have some say of where it's going to go. And, I mean, and I just, Clinton makes a good point. All the friendships and laughter that's been made here, absolutely, that's not going to go away. It's just going to.
Well, I mean, if we could all migrate over to Twitch, everybody but Clinton, would you be okay with that?
I'd even take Clinton.
Clinton doesn't know what Twitch is. I think we all should go there. That would be
Twitch. It was baseball demos. I didn't know what Twitch is.
Oh, we want him. We definitely want him.
And Steve P says, I honestly think you guys will be okay. I do too, but it's the uncertainty and what rule changes next. And because the next thing will be, you won't be able to. My guess is you won't be able to live stream if you're under that.
Well, and Ron, you made up a good point. I don't know if you talked about it here or offline when we were talking. Is that, as far as the hate speech goes and the whole, the language police, if you do a Redskins game, is that now going to get you banned?
Exactly, and I can't take the chance of not.
This is how silly that it gets. This is how nitpicking we're getting in 2019 going into 2020, where you have to think about every single thing you say, because one day it's fine and one day it's not, and you're just like, you can't go back and punish me for something that I did years ago that was fine. And now say, well, today it's not fine, so we're going to punish you. I mean, I got spanked as a kid by my parents. Are you going to go put them both in jail now because now it's against the law to spank your kids? I mean, that's what we're talking about here. You can't take today's laws and rules and cultural acceptances and apply them to something that was in the past. You can't do that. We wrote, in the NHL, they didn't wear a face mask. The goalie didn't wear a face mask. It's a penalty now. What are they going to do? Go back and change some of the games now because the goalie didn't wear a face mask?
Glenn Hall is out of the Hall of Fame.
That was the rule back then. You leave the bench. Bench clearing brawls. Now that are they going to go back and now declare all those games unplayable because of today's rules? No, it is what it is in the past. I wish they would just say going forward for all your videos now. You can't do this. You can do that, but don't go back and start digging in my past and try to get me on something. And that's what this culture's doing now, the whole cancel culture. And so, I just wish we knew what the rules were. And when they say we can get rid of your channel if we want to, we don't know. We don't know what that doesn't work.
In essence, most of you watch on demand anyway, or tape. There's no tape anymore. And so those are not going to stop. But they're not going to be, at noon on a Tuesday when it would be a game slot. You would now get that live on Twitch. I'd record it on my hard drive, and later on at some point in the day, I would upload it to YouTube. And so the YouTube content isn't going away. But I don't want to lick Clinton's cat's butt either. I don't think that they have as much problem with taped content as they do.
Yeah, I think they're a little bit more lenient with the tape content. So
the tape content isn't going to go anywhere. And as I said a few minutes ago, 4 out of 5 of you watch on demand anyway. It's not like there at one point there was 20, which is a lot for a Tuesday afternoon. 15, 20 people who might watch me do a live game, and I wake up in the morning and that's over 100 people have watched. So the ability to comment and for me to read what you guys are saying isn't going to go away. Okay. What I need to change is, and it may be more beneficial to me in the long run if I can gain some traction on Twitch, because it's easier to donate depending on that. is that we'll just be I'll be live on another platform and still continue to use YouTube for the on-demand stuff. And it's not Twitch isn't Twitch isn't bad, and Al said I built my channel on live content, and that's true. The only reason why I started doing live content would be what was because of Al, but I don't know what the rules are going to be, and no one would work for an employer or work at a platform, as Dave was talking about the trucks, if you don't know what's going to happen from one day to the next. And so there's no indication from anything that I have read that everything is by the dumpers in about a month or what. But I have, yeah, Todd, that logo could get me in trouble. It shouldn't, but it could, depending on what someone might have, defecated in their breakfast cereal in a given morning and what kind of bad mood they were in. I just can't take the chance. And there will always be streaming platforms for live gaming. The money is just too much. Amazon rakes it in because if you are a Twitch partner, and that would be my ultimate goal, would become a Twitch partner, and then I would not be able to live stream on YouTube even if they came begging back for me. They're not coming begging back for me. No matter how much Dave body paints on camera, they get a chunk of the money that I would make, and they get to run the ads for gaming. I mean, specifically by for gamers. Problem is,
you think that would be fine? You think that it's okay? We're gonna put ads on your channel because
and I have no trouble with that.
Yeah, and when I go, I get the Twitch and the Amazon Prime. At one point, if you connected the two, as long as you had Amazon Prime, there were no ads on Twitch. Well, they changed that now. So even if you do have Amazon Prime, you still get ads. So when I go to Twitch now, I got to sit and watch a 30-second commercial before I go to see somebody. Not happy about it because I was paying for the Prime, and that was part of Prime, and that was nice, and they took that away. But if I want to see somebody on Twitch, that's what I got to do. And I understand that, I'm not paying for Twitch. Okay. I do pay the $10 a month for YouTube, whatever it's called now, premium. So I don't get the ads. I pay them. I don't mind it. I'm on YouTube a lot. I know they need to make money. I'll give it $10 a month. Okay, fine. If not, then I'll sit through ads, but I watch so much YouTube and I feel that I need to contribute because, I'm on the platform. I'll give it $10 a month. I do the same with Twitch. To get rid of the ads if that's what it takes. But for right now, I sit through the ads on Twitch, and I get it. You got to make money, so they got to put ads in, and that's how the world goes round. I get it. You can't watch TV or listen to the radio without commercials. I get it. We should be used to that by now. You pay one way or the other. You either pay for a service or you watch the commercials and pay with your time. I think we're all fine with that. I don't think anybody's arguing
absolutely.
that.
Absolutely, I'm fine with it.
But it's
no, go ahead.
Yeah, but to start just getting rid of channels that they could put ads on, I don't know. But they're talking too about certain companies won't put ads on certain channels because they're edgy content. Well, what do you do then? What do you do if you want to advertise your channel, but you're certainly not going to put it on my body painting channel. You're not going to put it on a crazy political channel. I get that. You're not going to put it on, certain channels you don't want to advertise with, and that's your right. I get that too. So there's all these things come into the mix, but just let us know what we need to do. And, we'll either follow those rules or we say, well, we don't like the rules. We're out.
You can use Facebook Live as an option, but that's going to be a hard way to grow your respective communities to do so, because Facebook is, YouTube, you have access to potentially billions of people. Twitch is millions of people, and so you want to be discovered, and that's how you build the channels. Facebook is more about sharing with friends. The whole woman and the cat, for instance, as I saw a few good
I love that meme. That's the meme that just keeps going. You can put anything there. It's awesome.
And so, yes, you could. I mean, theoretically, we could be streaming a lot of stuff to Facebook now. I know that if YouTube came back and said, okay, for $10 a month, you can do, here is the package. If you want to stream and not pay us, here's your limitations. You can't do live streams. Everything's got to be on tape. Okay. But for $10 a month, you can stream X amount of hours or whatever, a package. Here are the rules that you that need to follow, and they make it real clear. And you can actually contact someone and say, is this legal? I'd do that in a heartbeat. I'm already paying costs to use the service. And again, that's not a complaint that this costs me money. It's not at all.
Well, I watched the StreamYard town hall the other night, Sunday night. They have a live show, and they were talking how they just became I don't want to say certified is the right word, but they were officially recognized by YouTube. They're coming out of beta, and YouTube officially recognized StreamYard. Okay, if YouTube dumps all these channels, StreamYard's going to go out of business. You know, because I'm not going to pay for StreamYard if I can't stream to YouTube live. So I can't imagine that they would set up this new platform, sync it up with YouTube, and YouTube be fine with it, only to take away all of their customers. Because everywhere I go on YouTube, I see the StreamYard service being used, and it's not the PewDiePies, it's not CNN, it is regular dudes like us who used to use the Hangouts that are using StreamYard, and they keep talking about how it's growing and growing and growing. And I'm telling you, if YouTube builds a fast one, StreamYard will go out of business because no one's going to pay for them anymore. No one's going to pay for something that they basically can't use. Even though, you know, you couldn't use it. I mean, maybe you could stream to Twitch, so maybe that would work.
There's connections to Twitch. There's connections to Facebook. You know, I mean, but again, so this is more just, I can't work for a place that I'm unsure what's going to happen in 3 weeks. I guess that's, for me, that's what it boils down to. There's, you know, I've not had a copyright strike. I got a content match once. We rectified it immediately. They don't seem to know what the rules are. And as been talked about in the chat, they are terrible at communicating with you. And why Al got dinged for a comment that Al didn't make is beyond reality, but it goes back to a web page, and then YouTube ends up on blacklist and blah 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 blah.
I just don't get how that can happen, because if I knew what that link was, I could go into every page on YouTube and put that comment there.
Exactly.
And why wouldn't they delete the comment and delete me rather than delete, you know? So I could put a comment here and you're done. I could go, all these people in the chat room, I could go put a link on your page and they're done. What kind of rules is that? That's like someone going to the police saying, hey, I saw him and him all speeding. They all went through a stop sign. The cop saying, okay, I'll write them all tickets and take their license away. You know, what is that? You know, you're just going to take somebody's word for it, or someone's going to just that. Why you're punishing the wrong person for that?
Oh, for sure. So to sum up, the content isn't going to go away. The football players have gone on strike. They'll be back December 1st. The content isn't going to go away, but it's no longer going to be live on YouTube. And now the holdup is, I'm just going to take some time to rest a little bit, because I've battled. The wife's got some things going on. I gotta go dye Dave's hair next week. I don't know why he's making me do that. Why the hell are you making me dye your hair again for? And really, platinum blonde, you're not even passing for that.
Well, you know, I like to sit in the chair completely naked when you do it. So,
yes, YouTube's customer service makes Strat look like, yes, makes Strat look like the
to be fair, Al got his channel back really fast last night.
Yes.
To be fair, okay, because I was at the rink, like I said, I was at the rink watching baseball. I got in the car, took 15 and 20 minutes drive home. I come on, and he was gone, and his channel was gone. And I sent you a message about 11:15 last night. I was like, what the hell is going on? And then by midnight, he was back on streaming live. So
yeah, when I woke up this morning and my phone alarm went off at 6:30, and the first 3 letters I see are WTF. That's what I woke up to. It had nothing to do with my wife. Or so So yeah, I went back and watched. And so this is much more of me covering my bases. And again, for 85% of you, it's not going to matter. You're watching later anyway. Okay?
But if you were to go over to Twitch
We'll
and
be
stream live, we could join you there live with the comments, and then
with
you're
the
gonna,
comments.
and
And
then on
so
the back end, you'll upload later to YouTube, which right now uploaded content is safer because if you notice when you upload to YouTube, it takes a long time to process. I think what they're actually doing is their computers are scrubbing that video, searching for things.
yes, exactly.
And so I would think that once you get through that scrubbing procedure, that if it didn't find anything, then you're fine. But again, it comes down to our channels too small for them. Are we not making them enough money?
And I mean, there's just a handful of issues that they could be a lot better communicating about. And look, for the 15% of you who watch live, I want to give an avenue for you to be able to watch live and to be able to comment. And so the other thing is going through and playing with options on Twitch so that if you are watching later on YouTube, that you aren't going to miss any of that live experience.
I think
So
that's a good solution in the interim, kind of short term, until we see what happens here, because they keep having these huge deals going on YouTube, and a lot of people who are making money on YouTube aren't making money anymore because they changed all the rules. So there's people who don't do that anymore. But this is really is not about us making money on the platform. It's just we don't know what this is. It's so vague in what it is, and you can read it 100 different ways. And so, yeah, that might be the safe thing to do right now, is to broadcast live on the different platform, record the show, and then upload
well,
it to YouTube.
I won't be doing even if they say it's okay to go live. The interview shows I might do live because they are more watched than the games anyway. And so as long as I can always record it on the streaming software and that. But the content is always going to be available for free. Okay. You're never going to, if you want a tip, please go flag PewDiePie. And DC, it is sad. But so the videos aren't going to go anywhere. And this live back and forth that we all do isn't going to go anywhere. It's just going to be on a platform that is more set for gamers. And the danger for channels like mine, because you do video games, I mean, you could more you could do Assassin's Creed and find 25 30 people that would come in and find your channel, and might be hockey fans or might be whatever. But I can't really play games that involve more than one button push at a time. It's not that I don't want to play video games, it's
Right.
that I can't physically do it. And
Well, what I was doing when I stream video games on YouTube now, I turn off all the music in the game, because I have a couple of videos that I did that they picked up, the menu music, and they were like, okay, well, you can't make money on this because it has this song in it and that song, and they've claimed it, and they've allowed you to use it, probably because it's in a video game. They've allowed to keep this video up on your
somebody
channel.
paid for the rights is what's happened.
Yeah, but you can't make money on this because in the background of NBA 2K, there's a song played by somebody. So now what I do, last few times on YouTube, I turned all the music off. So there's no music in the game. And it's too bad, because sometimes the music really sets the mood for the game. On Twitch, there's so many gamers on Twitch with that they pretty much allowed that. So you're okay to go live on Twitch.
In a one-time live, considered a live performance, you can do that. But if you go back and watch someone's archive stream on Twitch, parts may or may not be muted, depending on that. But again, it's a question. And look, if you created a song, I mean, if Dave did a hit song, if he wrote Cherry Pie, for instance, he's entitled to money anytime that is played commercially. And someone's putting ads in videos. That's how you do it.
Yeah.
And so Google is making money off of Dave's song. Dave is entitled to a chunk of that. that
Yeah,
2 cents or
and
whatever.
I agree. I think it does get a little ridiculous if you're talking like a couple of notes or a couple of seconds of a song, because no one's coming to my video for those 2 seconds of a song. That's where it gets absurd and ridiculous. But it does happen, and so now, like I said, I try to go zero music. The only one I use is the written permission I got from Metal Church and Rat Pack Records to use that song on our podcast. That's the
Right.
only music I
Talked
do.
about that last night, as a
and
matter of
and
fact. Yeah.
and I still, at some point, I still could get in trouble for that, and I would have to prove that I got the email from them that said it was fine, but that's still a risk. But right now, it's a smaller company and a smaller band that no one's out there looking for it, whereas if some of these video games, they have some major bands in them. There was one old game, if you remember, All Pro Football in the 360. It was the alternative to Madden. It's called All Pro Football, and they have Tom Sawyer by Rush in there. And I know for a fact, if I would have streamed that with that,
You'd get nuked.
I would get nuked right away. And so I was like, I actually was playing that one night. I was like, boy, this would be fun to stream, but no, I wouldn't even chance it. And that's how sad it is that you can't even stream a video game because you don't know what's going on with that. But I just want to
I'll put this one up. I'm potentially not putting the comments up, but that's pretty funny.
Oh yeah, he's flagging everything. Yep. Didn't he write he wrote a lot of jingles too for like McDonald's and stuff.
You deserve a break today. I almost said it, but I don't need to get nuked before I switch over.
Yeah,
and yet there's a lot of cleavage.
Yeah. Hey, one thing I want to throw out there is that I think I'm gonna pick up. He had to work very quick to get his channel up, and I'm really glad you did, because it's so, how that happened was so bad. But anyway, on a lighter note, Ron, I think I'm gonna pick up the Strat baseball on the sale.
Good for you.
You kind of convinced me. I watched some videos. Some of the people in the chat room had some really good videos just on the basic. I don't know anything about baseball. I mean, I used to play it back in the day, but I like the idea of basic, where it's 1 to 3 and 4 to 4, 5, 6 on the other card. What happens, and then you got a couple of shots for base steals. Like, I would absolutely play that, and I'm gonna probably pick up the 1977 and 1980 season and start that. Like I say, I'm not huge on baseball, but when I was a kid, those were my years. 77, 82, those were my years. I would love to play a couple of Kansas City Royals games, and I still have all the baseball cards from back in the day, so I still have everybody. So it'd be a nice trip down memory lane for me to go. And from what I saw with the basic, holy cow, you can rip through a game pretty quick.
It's pretty fast
with basic. And so I'm gonna dip my toe into the baseball water. Beyond Strat, there's a couple other baseball board games out there that I was looking at. I mean, it depends how the Strat goes. If I really get back into baseball again, then maybe I'll explore some of these other games that are out there. But this is just because Strat looked really simple and basic, and they're having a decent sale on it. And I could pick it up fairly, I don't say fairly cheap, but I mean, for Strat, it'd be a nice sale. And I'll probably throw in a couple of hockey cards, because you got to pay the processing fee and the shipping. So I might as well load up,
It's your buddy. So, all right. So to sum up, I'm just going to take a couple days here, and here's a new episode of Digital Dice. It's coming out today. You gonna do that today? Or?
Yeah, I was actually in the middle of processing that when we jumped online here. So that should be up in a few hours.
Okay, so that's going up today.
We had a great guest on, and we're talking basketball on that one there, and running leagues. So that's a good one to catch.
Fun. And so probably Thursday, I will start the process of doing a good look and trying to get things transitioned over, and we'll let you know when we get to do some sort of live thing over there to make it look good. But there's a variety of sports that I do. So I got to get a football thing over. I got to get figure out how to do baseball with the comments on the screen. Because like I said, I want my YouTube viewers, my on-demand viewers, to have the same experience that my Twitch viewers are going to have. That's very important to me. And I want to make sure that's done right. So, okay. So that's the latest for that. For the Patreon game buyers, we will get those on soon. They're not going to be part of the test to try different engines and stuff out. there. It'll be like that might be when you see some Canadiens games or some Giant games or me beating the Patriot games or something like that. So those will all be tested. And so the plan is right now would be the Monday after Thanksgiving, which I think is the first.
Oh boy, I'd have to look at the calendar.
Whatever it is. So the Monday after Thanksgiving is
Sunday is the first. Monday is the second.
Okay, so there's only 30 days in November. No one called me out on that. But if you're watching on demand, the content is not going away. Okay, and I'm gonna see if I can rename it, Carl, before I give that out. Okay, because it's VT Bub right now, and I much rather would keep it consistent. I don't know if I'll start another channel or now.
Yeah,
so.
good. Oh, Higher Ground Gaming said he got flagged for a 70s Bruins video. Yeah, any music at all. Don't use any music at all. Don't even hum anything. I've heard people that were singing online just in their microphone that got flagged. So it is out of control. It's just out of control, and that's the way it is right now. Everyone's just hypersensitive. There are full-time people. People get paid full-time money to sit and scour YouTube for this stuff. Okay.
Clinton, I turn older a week from now. 1 week from today, I turn a year older. So once we get, I think football is going to be the first thing because that's currently the thing that's in season. In a way where I think it will look good on Twitch and look good on YouTube, we'll let you know what the channel is, and so I'll just do a video that says that. But nothing on YouTube is going away. It's just not going to be live on YouTube
for a bit until we see.
For me, for good.
Probably for about a month. I mean, December 10th, we should know. That's when the fallout will happen.
I'm not going to go through the whole process of prepping for another channel and switch back. I'll do talk shows live on YouTube, but I can't do that. So the game I did Sunday was the last live YouTube game. That doesn't mean I won't do live talk shows, but you can only, fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice. And
you gave up donuts one time too, remember? Do you remember? You gave up donuts several times. You gave up donuts several times.
Mm-hmm. I'll do like this stuff I would do on YouTube, but as far as
busting, I'm just busting.
But no, there's no.
Do what you need to do. Do what you need to do.
I'm not
going to
go through a 2-week shutdown essentially of the channel just to turn around and change it back in a week. It's to be, if I'm going to go, I've taken 15 months to build this channel. It's going to stay active. But I need to put in that much effort into donuts are whole food. And Al says the video we did this morning was his last. If I'm going to go commit to another platform, I'm going to go commit to that platform. So, all righty. On that happy note,
I'm hungry now. I'm going to get donuts.
I had the turkey sausage sandwich for lunch. Sarah got the Beyond sausage, and the Beyond sausage is good.
I had that yesterday morning. I told you I did not feel good all day because of that, and I never have a problem with that. But yesterday I did.
Okay, so I'll talk to you in a couple days, and I'll let you know somehow when I get something that looks good in order to test. But it would be December 3rd, so 2 weeks from today. We will do. I'll just pick up the football season as if I had a database issue.
Yeah, I'll probably. I think everybody should probably do kind of the same. If everyone's, I'm going to do the same. I'll have a short video at some point on my channel, talking about the other platform. That's my username right here. That's my username. Ratcast over there on Twitch if you want to follow me over there. But I think that would be the safe thing right now is just to do live stuff on that platform and then just upload to YouTube. That's going to be my short-term plan. I do like going live on YouTube, but again, We need to protect ourselves to be safe. So, yeah, I'll have something on my channel. I think everybody should too. Al and PJet, and Clinton and Sports Time Machine and Todd and Demos and Captain Carl, everybody at Higher Ground, everybody that's doing, take this seriously. I'm not saying the sky is falling. I'm not saying that, it's all going to come to an end, but take it seriously. Have a backup plan if you enjoy doing your videos. And, maybe get a little announcement out because, if you're going to another platform, I'd like to still follow everybody here, whether it's live or whether it's not.
All right. We'll talk to you soon on tape. Until then, have yourself a good day. And the digital dice will drop later today. That was a good one. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.